In our last lesson on collaborating with others, we learned how to insert and edit comments to our worksheet and how to share our worksheet with other users. In this current lesson, we're going to be learning how to track changes made by other users of our worksheet and also how to save files in shared locations. If you watched our last video on sharing a workbook, you saw how you could allow other people to make changes to a workbook that you currently have open. And that's really great. But what if you want to be able to moderate the worksheet such that you can choose what change to accept and what change to reject? Now, that's what track changes feature in Excel is all about. So let's see how you can track changes in Excel. Now, first what you need to do, you go to your review tab and at the top right corner of your ribbon bar, you find protect and share. Now you click protect and share, and then in the protect and share workbook dialog box, you activate sharing with track changes. Now there's a password that is required. Now this password here, when you when you put in a password, the people you're sharing this workbook with will not be able to put the share feature off from their own end of the workbook. Now, for this reason, I will not add a password. Now, you click OK and then you add. Now, there will be no obvious change, but when you look at the title bar, you discover that your workbook is in a shared mode right now. Now that's what you observed. Now being that this workbook is now in a shared mode, let's make a few changes and see how it appears. I'll click the first cell and I'll change a few things here. Okay. Now you have to keep in mind that those changes could have been made by any other person sharing your workbook, not necessarily from your own end. It could be from any other person sharing your workbook. Okay. Now, having made these changes, how would you track to see the changes that have been made? Now, for you to be able to track these changes, you go back to your review tab and you click share track changes. You click on track changes. Now when you click share track changes, you now click on this first tab that says highlight changes, and then where we highlight when were these changes made from the last time you saved. Sure. So when you come back here after you have made your changes, of course you are expected to press Ctrl S to save changes. Now you come back here now to track your changes. You click from the last time. When are you tracking from the last time you saved your document, and what changes are you tracking? Is it changes from you alone or from everyone? Of course it should be from everyone, and then you click OK, and finally you click OK. Now Excel will be able, you now come down here on the next tab to choose whether you are accepting those changes or not. Now for you to accept the change, you click on this tab here and the menu opens for you and it tells you that when not yet reviewed. So you click OK, and now you see the first change. The first change is right here on the first cell, which is 555. Now you have the option to accept all or to reject all, to accept either one or to reject any of them. So if I want to accept this change right now, I'll just click accept, and it moves me to the next tab where I effected a change. And then if I want to accept this again, I click accept. Now Excel takes me to the next place now. And if I do not want to accept this one, I click reject, and it puts back what was initially there at the beginning. Now, if you have a bulky document, a very large document where you may not have time to be accepting them one after the other, you can choose to accept all or to reject all. But if it's something you need to go through, then it's more advisable you accept them one after the other. So in this case, I'm going to accept all. Now, having done this, you have to save changes made to your document by pressing Ctrl S. Now, when you're done sharing your workbook and you want to take back control of your workbook such that other users will not have access to modify your document again, all you need to do is to go back to your review tab, click on Protect Shared Workbook, on Protect Shared Workbook, and when you do this, Excel on Protect the shared workbook and disconnect all those who are sharing your workbook, and then you now have your workbook back for yourself. Sometimes you might want to share your workbook with people who are not on the same network as you, or maybe you just want to share your workbook with the general public. You have something very important and you want the general public to get to see it. Or also, sometimes you might want to make your document available to anybody or to people that has a specific password or passcode to a particular website. Or also, you might also have a document and you just want to store it online for yourself, like to have a virtual memory. All of this, Excel gives you a provision to do that. Now, you want to share your document, you want to save your document in a shared location. All you need is to go to the backstage view where you can publish or share your file. Now, let's work with publish first. Now, to publish your file, you can publish your file as a BI document. You publish to BI. Now, what is BI? BI is an acronym for business intelligence. Now, it is an analytic service. It's a business analytic service by Microsoft that aims at providing interactive visualization of business intelligence capabilities. Business interactive capabilities with an interface simple enough to end user to create their own reports and dashboards. Now, if you want to publish your document or your workbook to business intelligence, now what it does is it saves your workbook on OneDrive for business, and secondly, it publishes your workbook, your document, to business intelligence. You want to publish your document, you click Save to Cloud, and then when you click Save to Cloud, you have your account registered on your PC. Now, most of the time, it takes a lot of time for this document to be published on your drive, depending on the speed of your internet network. But as you can see, this document has been stored on our drive as version 1 in a parenthesis. So let's now go back. And also, the second way you can store your file, you can save your file in shared location, is using the Share tab here. When you click the Share tab here, there are two options where you can share with people and where you can share on email. Before you can share your document on OneDrive, you would first have finished saving your work. So you can now click Save to Cloud, just like the previous. You click your drive address here, and then you click Save to Personal. And like I told you, you would have to save your work first. So let's choose a name, Shared Workbook, and then you click Save. Now that document will be saved on OneDrive location for you. So that is how to save your document on a drive. Also, the second option here is to share your work with emails. Now, there are a lot of tabs here, and the first one would send your document as an attachment to an end user. The second tab here would send it as a link. Now, everyone works on the same document. Everyone works on the same copy of this document. It lets everyone to see the latest changes that made to your document, and it keeps the email size small, and the workbook must be saved in a shared location. And for the third tab, this other tab sends your document as a portable document format, as a PDF. Everyone gets a PDF attachment. Now, when it sends your document as a PDF, it keeps your layout, it preserves your layout, formatting your font and images. Content cannot be easily changed in this option. And the second one, which is the XPS file format, it just works the same way as the PDF. Everyone gets the XPS attachment, and it preserves your layout, formatting, font, and images. And then the content cannot be easily changed. And the last step here, it sends as an internet fax. Now, no fax machine is required in this case. All you would need is a fax service provider. So these are some of the options. These are some of the ways you can save your document, your worksheet in shared locations. In this lesson, collaborating with others, we have learned how to import and export data, to set workbook permission, to insert and edit comments, to share our workbook with external users, to trace changes made by other users who share our workbook, and also to save files in shared location. In our next module, we're going to be exploring Excel's database feature, and in that lesson, we'll be learning how to split cell data into multiple cells, and how to join data from multiple cells, how to use tables to sort and filter data, and also how to create lookup tables.